to the other two, if going back, are you aware that the students, these Chinese students, they pay 1,200,000 each to be enrolled in these colleges in Cagayan? 1,200,000 each to the school. Does not it give you the red flag that something is, not normal?
Sa dami nating universities, bakit sa Maynila, maintindihan natin, di ba? Lahat papunta ng Maynila. Pero kung papunta ng Tugigaraw, bakit nandun sila?
Were you not alarmed that, for example, EDCA site, Cagayan, Santa Ana, the naval port, in that part, and then near, proximate to Batanes, which China is trying to claim and to really get. Were you not alarmed that these are just too many in a particular place?
Sa dami nating universities, bakit sa Maynila, maintindihan natin, di ba? Lahat papunta ng Maynila. Pero kung papunta ng Tugigaraw, bakit nandun sila?
Madam Chair, unfortunately po, baka po yung private higher education institutions po ang proper party po to answer that. Why are they enrolling po in Cagayan po, Madam Chair?
Kayo po ang nagsusupervise dito, Madam Chair. So, kailangan natin ng mga data analyst dito lalo na't may national security issue tayo. Ano bang nalalaman ninyo? Ano bang, bakit paborito ito doon?
Madam Chair, if we will base it on our data, yung the general categories pa rin po ang ground nila for pursuing international study here in the Philippines, which is the English as a medium of instruction, quality institutions. On the part of Region 2, SPUP is one of our autonomous and regulated institutions, Madam Chair. And of course, affordability po siguro, Madam Chair. Based on our data and based on our evaluation of foreign students pursuing programs here in the Philippines.
Madam Chair, tinanong ko po yan dahil napaka-importante ngayong panahon magkaroon tayo ng data analysis. Kaya nandiyan po kayo at lahat ng ating regions. Baka kung ano ng mga nangyayari sa... ngayon, sa dami ng influx ng students doon, hindi ba ito naging red flag para sa CHED? At mag-alarma kayo, nakakaiba naman po ito. This is something out of the ordinary.
Apo. Madam Chair, if I may answer po. Apo. Madam Chair, as I've mentioned po, doon po kasi doon sa trend po na pinapakita ko nga po sa inyo. Actually po, yung Chinese students, hindi po siya yung major number. Ang nationality po talaga na marami ang foreign students po natin, na yung Indian nationals. And if we base it also on data, it's NCR which has the highest number of Chinese students po, Madam Chair. Kaya po, if we take a look at it in the aggregate po, Madam Chair, kaya po hindi pa siya, we did not see a concern yet at that time because yun nga po, if we base it on data, one, it's not the Chinese students with the highest number of foreign students, it's Indian nationals po. And then second, it's NCR po with the highest number. If we will base it on data po, but as I've mentioned po, if there are national concerns which could be raised appropriately by the government bodies such as NICA and NBI as directed as pursuant to the interagency committee, then we will discuss that po in the interagency committee po, Madam Chair. And during our high-level meeting po, I don't remember that there were issues raised yet po. I understand that as of now po merong na-raise po na concern, but during our high-level meeting, hindi pa po na-raise yung national security concern po during our high-level meeting po, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, si Congressman Jojo Lara ay representative ng tao ng Cagayan. siya ang magsasalita kung anong nararamdaman ng mga tao po doon. Nung nagsalita siya, I think, Congressman, last October pa, last year. Nagsalita na siya last year. What actions, if any, actions, if any, did you take? Dahil nag-aalarm na, nagsisend na siya ng red flag eh. Mayroon ba kayong ginawa?
Madam Chair, if I may answer po, last January po, we have issued a memorandum directing na our higher education institutions which are accepting foreign students to provide us data as provided under the Interagency Committee, the IACFS Memorandum number 1, and then we reiterated that memo po last March 2024, Madam Chair, and that is why we have data na po on coming from Region 2 institutions or private higher education institutions, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, may mga data na tayo. Kasama ninyo sa cluster, sa task force, yung NBI, kasama yung National Intelligence Coordinating Agency. Nag-formal ba kayo ng submission sa kanila itong mga data na nakikita nyo for their intelligence analysis so that they can favorably recommend on what actions to take? Yun naman ang purpose ng sector natin ito.
Jed, please answer.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, kinoconsult ko lang kung na-share namin. Kasi if I remember, during the high-level meeting, we agreed that we will share the data that we have. At tinatanong ko lang po yung personal namin if we were able to actually share, Madam Chair. So, yes, to answer po sa question of Congressman Libay, meron pong agreement to share the data po that we have. Po. Pursuant rin po, if I may reiterate, if I may mention din po, dun po sa AICFS memorandum order po, actually it's a responsibility also of the private higher education institutions to copy furnish, to submit to CHED and BI, and then copy furnish NICA and NBI po of all the reports that they are submitting.
May interject ka? Sige, yes, sir. Yes, Madam Chair.
Yung sinasabi lang ng CHED kasi kanina, nagkaroon ng meeting na last year, which was September 29. Okay? Can we be furnished of the copy of the minutes of this one? No? Tapos pangalawa, pwede mo bang kaming furnishan dun sa memorandum na binigay nila sa HEI? Kasi ni-interject nyo yung 285 or yung JMO 1. Very clear po dun na hindi kailangan hingin. Di ba? Nabanggit nyo din kanina, Madam Chair, na voluntary bibigay kasi kailangan talagang sabihan. Ngayon, para lang malaman mo, yung nag-meeting kami noong October 23 sa iba-ibang mga ahensya, nagsabi ang NICA Director, Olet, na sumulat na siya sa CHED, no, na makuha yung mga compliance na hiningi nila ng mga information. Unfortunately, ang sinagot sa kanila, they cannot disclose dahil sa Privacy Act. Okay? Hindi ko alam kung nag-report yung taong pina-attend, Madam Chair, ng ating RD ng CHED, no, na yun ang sinabi, na nag-react yung lahat ng nandun together with the RD ng NBI. Kaya nga naisip pa ng RD ng NBI na they would just subpoena, no, ang CHED para maibigay yung mga information na kailangan nilang
Require them to submit that information here.
Actually, it's supposedly
Yes.
voluntary,
Yes.
Madam
But
Chair, kasama
yes.
po dun sa ng CHED.
Yes.
Ngayon, kung non-compliance ang HEI, hindi ba subject for na yun, ma-penalize sila, if not revocation of their, yeah? So, yun lang, Madam Chair, due respect.
I give my no again.
Madam Chair, with the continuous permission of the best immigration commissioner of the Bureau of Immigration. I would like to pose the same questions to the Department of Foreign Affairs. Kasi nakikita po natin, nagsisimula ito sa mga schools, sa CHED, tapos pinapasa sa Foreign Affairs. Hindi ba naging red flag sa inyo? Bakit ang daming gustong mag-aral sa Tugigaraw. Bakit? Ano bang magandang kurso na nandun na parang napaka-attractive?
Good morning, Congressman Libanan. First of all, let me see. When we issue those 9F visas, mostly to Indians, tapos I think you're referring to the 9A, ang batayan po
Yes, ma'am.
namin kasi is, number one, of course, we have to ascertain the authenticity of the documents, to the completeness of the submission of the requirements, and then when we interview, tinitingnan po kung nagsisinungaling ba, nagsasabi ba ng totoo ito. So yun po yung batayan namin
Ma'am,
po to
excuse me,
issue
ma'am.
the visas
Let
and
me-
whether it corresponds to the purpose of the visit. Now, because of the joint memorandum circular that allows, yun nga ho, yung conversion facility, binibigyan po sila ng 9A, but then during the application process, they submit several documents that prove that they indeed are, number one, accepted in a university, and number two, they intend to study. So yun po yung batayan namin. Now, as for the, kung bakit po mas marami sa Cagayan,
Kasi ma'am, I would like to
sige po.
ilatag ko yung tanong na ito ng maayos. Kayong Foreign Affairs, kayo mismo ang frontline sa problema natin sa West Philippine Sea. Di po ba? Alam nyo lahat yung mga issues dyan. At alam nyo yung EDCA site nandyan. Kayo ang Foreign Affairs na nakikipag-usap sa international. At nakita ninyo, may EDCA site doon. At doon nag-a-apply sa inyo yung 9F, 9A conversion to student visa. Hindi nyo ba nakita yung numbers na ito at i-alarma ang ating ISAP, ang ating NICA, ang ating Immigration Commissioner bago mangyari ito lahat? Yun po ang tanong ko, Madam Chair.
Every month we have the monthly visa issuances report. So in that specific report, nakalagay po yung kung ilan ho yung issuances. Now we don't have, yun nga lang, in detailed information as to which schools they are enrolled in for the 9F or the 9A. Yun po yung
Moving forward,
This is
sana
our practice.
magkaroon tayo ng data analysis at mga recommendation dito. Kasi hindi lang naman tayo pasa-pasa dito. Kailangan naman natin mag-analyze at mag-isip. Madam Chair, gusto ko rin tanungin ang ating Commissioner ng Immigration.
I have to therefore come in now because we have an interjection for Ched. I have not asked the DFA and the immigration. So if you'll allow me, I'll continue with my time.
Of course, Madam
Thank you
Chair.
very much. Just going back before I go to the other two, going back, are you aware that the students, these Chinese students, they pay 1,200,000 each to be enrolled in these colleges in Cagayan? 1,200,000 each to the school. Does not it give you the red flag that something is, not normal? Do you know? Have you investigated that? How much they are charging? I was informed that it is 1 million per student to enroll. Yeah, please answer the chat.
Madam Chair, if it may be allowed that our regional director answer that. Considering po, yung monitoring po kasi ay, sila po ang nag-conduct.
Alam ba ni Director yan na ganun ang bayaran doon?
Sir, based on our interview with St. Paul, we asked also the same question, how much do they charge?
Please speak louder so that you'll be recorded. Yeah,
Yes,
to the microphone in front of you.
Sir, based on our interview with St. Paul, they informed us that the students pay, I think, $1,000 per semester per time. So that it will be it's a trimester system, so that will be
Madam Chair,
$3,000.
if I may, interject ko lang.
Permit our,
kay Kong
our
Rufus. Si RD Marco was present nung nag-meeting kami ng October 5. You heard the statement of the representative ng University of St. Louis claiming na may 1 million na usapan galing sa agent na yun yung binabanggit kanina on our executive session, Madam Chair. Pero ang problema, 1 million paparesibo, 200,000 lang ang actual mahulog o may iwan sa eskwelahan. That was USL. Narinig mo yun, RD. No? Narinig mo yun. Nandun ka kasama si RD ng NICA. And of course, ang St. Paul kasi ngayon, hindi nag-attend sa meeting ko. So, i-manifest ko mamaya yun, Madam Chair. At ang St. Paul, nung sinabi na 1.2 million yung sa St. Paul, he neither denied nor confirmed. But sinasabi niya, at that juncture, Madam Chair, na 4,600 students na nag-enroll since the start ng internalization program ng St. Paul at 1,2 ang existing enrolled nung October 5. So i-clear ko lang po yun, Madam Chair, at ang target ng St. Paul, yung representative nila noon na si PJ Lapay, ay target daw ng St. Paul University Philippines is about 10,000 Chinese students. So, iklaro ko po lang yun.
Yes, Madam Chair, the St. Paul representative is here. May we know again whether you have come back to this room after the executive session? Is he here?
Yes, Your Honor.
St.
I am
Paul.
here.
Okay, so now, we now hear from the horse mouth.
But he's a different guy.
Yeah, but we lost him now because he represents St. Paul's.
Yeah.
Can you now answer the statement of Congressman Lara that your representative in a meeting is stated that for every student, Chinese student, you receive 1.2 million pesos. It's already 4,600 in St. Paul, and you intend to have 10,000 students. Can you answer that? You are under oath.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Your Honors. I am Jeremy Godofredo Morales. I'm the Director for Internationalization at St. Paul University, Philippines. Number one, I was not the one who attended the meeting, as our good congressman has been saying. So I also would like to say that I was not verified, or I was not asked before numbers were given out. Currently, the numbers of foreign students at St. Paul University, Philippines. Yes, ma'am.
Don, you did not take your oath yet?
I did, ma'am.
He did already.
I did. Thank you.
So what's the direct answer? Did your school receive 1.2 and only this much is receipted?
No,
the
Your
others
Honor.
went somewhere? Please
No.
state your answer.
No, Your Honor. St. Paul University, Philippines does not charge 1.2 million
How much is
pesos.
being charged?
The university charges $1,000 per trimester for each foreign student, and the students for tuition fee per trimester, and in 1 year the students enroll in 4 trimesters. So for the students to complete their graduate school program, they are enrolled in at least 10 trimesters. So if we put together that $1,000 times 10 per trimester times 10 trimesters, that's only $10,000. So it does not reach 1.2 million pesos.
It will reach 580,000. It's now 58.6, so it's almost a million also. But anyway, that is your answer, and we will go further here. And you are under oath. So, Madam Chair, just to wind up, because we're winding up, I now go to the DFA. You are, as stated by my good commissioner and chairman and minority leader, you are in the forefront of protecting us. How many note verbals have we issued against China for this violation since the President PBBM assumed office? How many notes verbal for the intrusion of these Chinese vessels in our sovereign West Philippine Sea?
Thank you, Congressman. I would like to answer that, but I am not in the Office of the Maritime Ocean Affairs Center.
That is
I am
all
with
over
the
the
Visa
papers,
Division.
Director
But
Feliciano.
I know there have been several
It's about
hundreds.
350.
Yes.
It's in the papers.
Yes,
Me, even if I'm not in the DFA, I know because I read. Every day almost, we have about verbal. So, were you not alarmed that, for example, EDCA site, Cagayan, Santa Ana, the naval port, in that part, and then near, proximate to Batanes, which China is trying to claim and to really get. Were you not alarmed that these are just too many in a particular place?
Okay. Thank you, Congressman. So before I answer your question, I want to add something more to the previous. Okay, so aside from the authenticity of the documents, the identity of the applicant, and the purpose of visit, we also, of course, ascertain whether a certain foreign national is a security risk, which is why we conduct security clearances with BI and NICA, and we work closely with them. So yun po yung basis namin to ascertain whether a certain person
You
is...
didn't find that a large influx of Chinese students will not be a security risk? Huh?
let
You are
me-
with the Office of the Consular Affairs, huh?
Let me, we have taken note of all of the House resolutions, of all of the POGO activities, sex trafficking, etc., and the influx of Chinese. In fact, our office and our undersecretary will be conducting an interagency committee meeting on visa concerns tomorrow precisely to address these issues, with a view to harmonizing the policies or maybe even revise the policies based on the security concerns that have been raised in the recent months. So we are taking very good notes, sir. Don't
Thank
worry.
you.
And we seek to strengthen our visa policies and make it even stricter if need be, which is obviously needed.
You already
Madam Chair.
the DFA, can you just finish? The DFA secretary already said that there'll be stricter rules, right? Do you
Yes.
confirm that?
Yes,
That
sir.
the DFA is now issued to all consulars, especially China, to be stricter on issuances to the Chinese students or nationals coming in. Finally, I'll wind up already. Thank you, DFA, Director Feliciano. We go now to immigration. You are in the last leg of all this particular setup, no? When your immigration student desk, when they issue the conversion from 9A to 9F, did you make sure that all the requirements that were required by the DFA and schools, that they were all present when you converted this particular visas?
Thank you, Your Honor. 100% we can assure the committee that the student visa section scrutinize and assess the completeness and authenticity of all the supporting documents. And to add, we only issue student visa conversion if there is a notice of acceptance from the school and that school is authorized to accept foreign students.
And under your helm, there will be no more pastilla scheme because Chairman Abante has stated in his resolution of some corrupt activities of the Bureau of Immigration. Of course, that was not during time. During your time, do you commit that you're going to perform your duties diligently and with integrity? Commissioner Norman Tansinko.
Unqualified commitment, Your Honor.
Unqualified commitment. That is good enough. Congratulations, Commissioner. With that, I end, Madam Chair, and I am going to the meeting with the DPWH because I have many requests for infrastructure. Thank you very much to those who are here. Thank you. Sana all.
May hulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa. Bunyog Party List. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.